You are listening to 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College, and on YouTube.com. Can't forget that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the only wrestling talk show here on WHPC. Welcome to Takedown Breakdown. I'm your host, as always, Josh Sobrick. With me, tag team partner, Mr. Lyle Gillen, wearing his full gear shirt. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. How about you?
Nothing much. Same old, same old. Kicking back here, doing what we can. We'll get to the AEW NXT stuff in a second. Really quick, I actually forgot to say this really quickly. If you haven't gotten the news, Wrestle Dynasty is postponed to next year for New Japan. Right decision, I guess, because they don't know what's going to happen. But I posted it on the Facebook page that it is postponed. But Lyle did text me. It is confirmed that it's still going to be at Madison Square Garden. So that's still a cool thing. I'll be able to go now next year. Hooray! So that's a good thing. What'd you say?
Don't jinx it.
Oh, I mean, I would imagine that would be coincidental. If both the concerts, if the concerts again happen on the same day next year, then that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. It should not happen. But hopefully, likely, I should be able to go next year. But just wanted to bring it up. So you can check that out on Takedown Breakdown Facebook page and, of course, the Twitter page as well. Stuff is always being posted. So we're going to lead the show into the fact of the Wednesday Night Wars. Right now, it's pretty much one-sided. It should have been – one company should have not lost on Wednesday, and they did. And AEW and NXT both put on – AEW put on a great all-around show. NXT had good matches and moments, but AEW put on I think a way better all-around show, a fascinating show. The things I liked about AEW this week, I love their promo work, what they do, the thing with MJF coming back, and he's coming back next week. It's nice to have a live show again. I think Lyle would agree with this. It's nice to have a live show again because it's nice to see some wrestlers we haven't seen in so long. Guys like Jon Moxley we haven't seen in a while, Frankie Kazarian, MJF, Matt Hardy. We haven't seen those guys in a long time. And it's nice to see those guys again. Jungle Boy coming back in a few weeks. I think Jurassic Express is wrestling next week. So, again, you're getting some of the freshness in AEW again, which is nice.
I wonder if Luchasaurus found his tail yet.
What happened?
I wonder if Luchasaurus found his tail yet.
Oh, I mean, if he's showing up next week, I would hope so.
Like what?
It's a very disheartening thing when a dinosaur loses its tail and it doesn't grow back.
Very, very sad.
The things I liked about it too. I liked the promo work by Brody Lee, Kenny Omega, and Matt Hardy versus the Inner Circle was phenomenal. A lot of fun. I thought Jon Moxley and Frankie Kazarian was a good match. It wasn't like a standout match. It was a good match. It was a nice match. I thought Cody and also seeing Joey Janela back was nice. A little bit of freshness. Like I said, they're not the most popular superstars in AEW, but it's nice to see fresh faces again. And Nyla Rose back. It's just you get a different feel. You're not seeing the same people every single week. Now, I know some of the people you don't like. It may not be the best thing, but you're still getting some, you're getting fresh faces starting this week. And it was nice to see. And it was nice to see that they put the camera crew and all the other crew members in the audience and like the stand seats. So that was pretty cool of them. So you hear like the cheering and the booing in the background, along with the wrestlers ringside, including Pineapple Pete. So that's what I liked about it. And with NXT, look, one thing stands out to me about NXT this week. Karrion Kross is going to be $1 million for them. He is their golden goose. I don't think there's any chance Triple H can screw this up. And I mean, I trust Triple H. NXT hasn't been produced great the last couple of weeks. There was no build-up to Dream and Cole, and it was just, everything like that. But, I mean, the entrance to Karrion Kross already has the best entrance and the best theme song in the company. Forget it. It's not even close. That was phenomenal. I was hooked. I've watched that entrance at least 5 or 6 times already, and I still can't believe how good it was. I got to get a Karrion Kross shirt now. I have to get one. I'm sick of buying the guys' shirts when they first come to NXT because then the better designs come out later. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm gonna wait.
The Velveteen shirt.
Yeah, well, I actually like the Velveteen Dream shirt. That's what I actually do like. I actually do like it.
Pretty bad. It's
Yeah,
just a V.
I like it though. I don't mind it. I like the colors of it. I like the back of it. It's simple. It's nice. But then you look at other shirts. Okay, like DIY shirt was poop. You know what I mean when they first did it. It's but I'm excited for Karrion Kross. I now see why they gave him when Adam Page turned down the contract for NXT. I now see why Triple H was all in on him. And you could see he's phenomenal in the ring. If you look at his stuff from Impact and in Lucha and in like Lucha Underground and everything like that, he was phenomenal on the mic. They paired him with Scarlett, even better, and it's a great pairing. They're the faces of NXT, and eventually he will be the heavyweight champion of that company. He has to be. He's too talented not to be. It's an easy decision. But the thing that NXT I think is lagging is not. There's no promo work. There's no talking.
Yeah.
It's just straight wrestling. And to me, there's no build up to anything. So I want to say what we liked about the shows first. We'll get to the dislikes after you're done, Lyle.
So you want me to go? Okay. I didn't know that was the cue.
Oh, sorry.
But no,
And
I
action.
think that I thought AEW was definitely the better show. I'm not the biggest Joey Janela fan. I think his personality is a little monotone, a little dull, but
I think he's a little overhyped too. That's the thing. Like
well,
with his T-shirt designs and everything like that is what makes him, I think, popular.
he's a very specific type of wrestler.
Hardcore.
He's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's that kind of guy. That's his specialty.
Yeah.
Not that he can't have a 5-star bar burner. It's not going to be as common for him, but I don't want to take that away from him either. To be fair to him, but I thought the match with Cody was very solid. It was a solid match.
Yeah.
To start the show. The Moxley Frankie Kazarian match was solid. Wasn't crazy about the Nyla Rose match. I almost changed the channel.
Well, her matches are always horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, you look at it. One of my favorite parts was the Jake the Snake segment when he comes out. He's wearing a mask. So
Thankfully.
It's obvious he's not going to be touching her, but he uses the snake to attack her. He doesn't do it.
It looked like he was having fun too. Wink, wink. If you know what I mean, for a second.
He put his snake between the legs.
It's time for Cody to go to the shower.
It was great. Jake has always been one of the best heels in wrestling, and he still is. And he has great ring psychology. And I think him and Archer was way better than just Archer alone. That's not a shot at Archer at all. Archer's great, but Jake is so good. And I loved that entire segment. I thought it was perfect. Gave him great heel work. And right before that, it was on Twitter that I believe it was on Twitter that Cody Rhodes was getting checked out by the trainers, and then they said he was going to take a shower.
I think they said it was like by the football stadium, right? They said like the locker room or something was like close to it or whatever it was. They said it was like really like they needed a golf cart to get to back to the arena or something. I think one of them said that.
No, Cody said that he was with the trainers and everything. That's why he wasn't. That's why he didn't come out.
No, I'm saying I think Excalibur. One of them, somebody said that they were like, "Oh, it's really far to go from the locker room back to the ring or whatever it was." But yes, I did hear that he was getting checked.
I think that was later in the show.
Probably, yeah.
So, Cody wasn't able to be there, so that's why he wasn't there with for his wife. But I felt like that was good because then it was just this unexplained segment that would have. But that's something that Cody does a lot. Where there was a spot in the Joey Janela match when Joey was supposed to jump up and up on the corner and go up around Cody, and he messed up. and Cody made it look natural that when he came and hit him from behind. I thought Cody did a very good job of that. Cody, I think, is very intelligent about the business, knows what he's doing. But I think overall, it was a much better show. The street fight was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was just Kenny Omega, when he first got on the scene in Japan, he had to do hardcore wrestling where it wasn't in a ring. You had to go and use stuff around you. And in order to get a job, it was in a documentary I saw in Japan for his company, he had to do a match in his backyard that was an hour long, using all stuff he had in his backyard, random stuff, and it was amazing. He went over to that's how he got his introduction to Japan, and it's just that's kind of the same way it was. He was jumping off of the lift. They used the golf cart.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was great. All the memes coming out of that are amazing.
It's awesome.
It's a different way of doing it, and I thought it was done very well. Especially I love the ending. It had the Inner Circle got all that heat back. They might have lost a little bit because they weren't there for a number of weeks.
But that was cool. They did with the football stadium at the end with the sign.
That was
cool.
Amazing. That was really well thought out.
It helps to be the owner of a football team that you can use that stadium.
Also, a lot of people are giving it heat. I'm going to disagree with it. People are saying that the Brody Lee segment, that he shouldn't have gotten a shot. I'm going to disagree because the biggest thing for me is when you looked at the ratings that came out. Number 1 was Cody. Number 2 was Kenny. And I believe Brody was number 3. He's the top heel.
No, I think Archer was 2. I think Kenny was 3 and Archer was 4. I think it was. I'm gonna check.
Brody was 4.
In the rankings, Archer, yeah. But Archer's fighting Cody.
Yeah, so they can't do it.
No.
The number 1 heel available
is Brody Lee. Yeah.
And if you think about it, if they were in a normal setting, it would not have been Brody Lee most likely. And he wouldn't have been number 4, and he wouldn't have been wrestling against jobbers every week.
Of course.
So people want to say, oh, no, it's all them just throwing a WWE guy up there. But what other heels do they have to go up against Jon Moxley?
No, I agree. It's tough because Archer's taken right now. So it's kind of tough.
And so I like the way they did it. They didn't say, okay, well, this is how we're going to be having it. It's the number 1 guy available. Because if you do it logically based off of the rankings, it would have been Kenny Omega.
No, of course.
But he was number 2, and Cody can't fight for the championship. So the way they did it was he came out there attacking and challenging. But he went around the rankings. They opened up a whole new can of worms by doing that. But it was a way to do it which left it a little bit open. So then, because you really didn't have a rankings from the last month.
That was exactly.
Half your roster is not there.
The Young Bucks haven't wrestled. The Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros haven't wrestled in a month, and yet they're still ranked, I think, 4 and 5 in the tag team division. Rio hasn't wrestled in 2 months, and she's 5th in the women's division. So
Hangman hasn't been there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to be even having a tag team championship match.
I mean, I am curious with that. I'm wondering if they go the NXT route, maybe. If they go the NXT route and maybe have like a replacement for Kenny for Hangman at the time, maybe.
They could be having Matt Hardy in it.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think what they're going to do, though.
Because they're having a team a lot.
If you go by what Kenny Omega said in the SI article, which I mentioned to you beforehand, I'll talk about it again. He said that sooner rather than later, he's going to be a top guy again. And I'm paraphrasing it. But he said rather than later, he's going to be going back to that best bout machine guy, the guy who's the best wrestler in the world. And I think he should be in the Casino Battle Royale.
And win it?
Yeah. And then all out face
Are they going to have a battle royale? Are they still doing that?
I don't know if they're doing a battle royal.
I don't think they would. Yeah.
Casino ladder match. I'm sorry.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I would imagine they would probably be in it. I mean, I've noticed that Matt Hardy is, and again, you're listening to WHPC 90.3, the voice of NASA Community College, along with Lyle Gillen. I'm Josh Silverberg. This is Takedown Breakdown. They are having him team up with Matt Hardy a lot this past week and next week as well. So I guess maybe they're trying to get them adjusted to it as a tag team fallback option, possibly, if Hangman can't get there. Because I think it can only drag for so long where, like the best friends are wrestling every week, and now Jurassic Express is back, and you're hearing the rumors of the
Next
Revolt.
week is not live.
It's not live next week.
Next week is taped. They taped it after this week's show.
Okay, so then every other week it's going to be
live. If you
live.
weren't there for this week, you weren't going to be there next week.
Okay.
So I think they probably taped the match with Proud and Powerful before they did the street fight, because then they didn't have a street fight and then have a match.
No, that would make sense.
So I believe that they that maybe Heyman could come back, not this week coming up, but the week after, if he's going to be there at Double or Nothing. I don't know though.
So Lyle, talk to me really quick, because I said the good things too about NXT. Talk to me what you liked about NXT this week.
What I liked about NXT was the Karrion Kross and Rhea Ripley returning. That is
triple threat match now. I would imagine it would be a triple threat with Io Shirai, Charlotte, and Rhea Ripley.
Well, it depends on how much they sell that injury.
Well, no. Well, so Io came out and started attacking Rhea after the match was over. Did
yeah, but she was limping back to the to backstage, and she was.
No, she was no. But then afterwards, they had an exclusive interview with Rhea. And
so that wasn't on NXT.
Yeah,
so
Io came out and started attacking her.
Yeah, it'll be a triple threat.
Yeah, it'll be a triple threat, which would be a great match. It would be a really good match with those three.
So, let's get to what it's like, because I'm going to talk a lot to say about NXT with that.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm glad you brought up the Brody Lee thing. So I'm not one of those people that said, "Oh, I'm annoyed Brody Lee got an opportunity because he was a WWE guy." No. I love Brody Lee. I think Brody Lee has done a great job in AEW so far. He's done everything they've asked him to do with the Vince McMahon gimmick, kind of being the leader of the Dark Order. I think it's funny. It works. He's been great on the mic. The only thing that concerns me, and I agree with what you're saying, that there are no other heels right now, and it's tough to fill it with Moxley in what the show is in 3 weeks or so. It's a tough fill at this point. The only concern is the fact that if Brody Lee doesn't win this match, does he get shoved to the back? Because I'm hoping they don't give him like the Shawn Spears treatment, where Spears did a great job building up at All In against Cody, lost the match, and has been pretty much shoved to the corner. I hope that doesn't happen, because Brody Lee has worked his butt off to get where he's at. And he's done a great job he's invested me in the Dark Order. He's invested. Not Evil Uno and all those crap. And none of that.
They actually pushed the Dark Order so much that if he loses, that's not going to be the end of him. But there are ways for him to lose and have it not be
a killer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the best option is one of these Dark Order guys who are they're supposed to be guys who are inadequate, who are losers, who he's trying to build up to be something better. If one of them screw up and cost him the match, that makes it better.
No, I agree. That makes it for
that's
sure.
The best way to do it. Why don't you continue?
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm sorry. So you brought up something interesting to me, and I read about it this week. It was they're gonna. It sounds like they're going with the Ring of Honor theory of the 3-man tag team championship, which I think is an interesting idea and a good idea, because there's so many of them out there right now in AEW. I mean, there's so many trifectas right now. You have the Inner Circle, you have the Elite, you have Jurassic Express, Best Friends, and Orange Cassidy. You could do Butcher, Blade, and MJF. You could do the Revolt with EC3 when they do. You can do the Nightmare Family of Cody, Marshall, and Dustin. And I said the Elite, I think, with the Young Bucks and Kenny, and the Inner Circle with Proud and Powerful, and I don't know if you want to pick Guevara. You could do SCU. Like I just named about 9 or 10 different. I didn't even Death Triangle with the Lucha Bros and Pac. I mean, there's so many groups.
Private Party and Georgia.
Yeah, exactly. But see, that's the thing. Like
Just
they haven't really
also
teamed
New
up at all.
Japan.
But you know.
Also, New Japan has a title. They don't defend it as much, but they had that title too, and it's a lot more prominent over there. And I like to compare AEW. It's not really a Ring of Honor type, to be more of a New Japan for America type. So I think a lot of ideas are going to be taken from New Japan, because that's where Kenny Omega was from. Young Bucks spent a lot of time there, so
Yeah.
I think that them having a lot of factions, which is also a Japan thing.
Yes.
You have Dragon Gate, which is a lot of factions.
Because I just named about 9 or 10 of them maybe that are on the AEW roster.
I think that it's going to be a. I think that definitely that title is going to be coming around, and I think it's going to be really good.
I didn't even say Dark Order. I didn't even mention Dark Order. That's the other funny thing. Like that's another one. I mean, it's just there's so many groups, and I think judging by with the Revolt, and I have a feeling the Revolt's going to possibly. I would imagine they would probably debut at Double or Nothing, maybe if they're going to do it on the pay-per-view. Who knows? But the interesting thing, two things that were interesting. EC3 repackaging himself and talking about the Revolt, which, by the way, he cut that promo really well. WWE screwed up immensely with letting him go. The Duke can cut a promo, but I like that he repackaged himself into a different character. He shaved his head. He's got with the beard now, and it sounds like he's going to be with the Revolt. Another interesting thing is I don't know if you saw on his Twitter page, he was doing a workout, and he was playing Judas in the background while doing the workout. So clearly he posted the workout on purpose with the song Judas in the background.
I did not catch that.
Yes. He did post that workout, and it was Judas in the background. So maybe there's an inner circle wink, wink kind of thing. Maybe it was the Jeff Cobb role that maybe they put him in that role, possibly. I don't know. But it doesn't sound like he's going to go in as like an MJF character anymore. He's completely repackaged himself. He's different now. His logo is completely different. Like I said, the look is different. The gimmick is different. And the thing that thrives EC3, he's a very good wrestler, but the thing that makes EC3 thrive is mic work. And if you let and Cody has said he gives all promos, he lets them have it. Nothing is scripted. If you let EC3 cut a promo, if you let EC3 be like kind of like that manager / filling guy with the Revolt, I'd be fascinated by that. And I really would be. And the other report that I heard was he could be bringing Spud with him too, which I would be like, I mean, that would be. I mean, now you're getting like a group together, which would be interesting. It was on. I think it was. I can't remember. It was on a page on YouTube from a guy's podcast that he has connections with. I got to find the podcast on there.
You probably think that was the Dana Skull, but
I mean, wherever. I mean, look, they're best friends.
That would be interesting.
That would be awesome. I would love it.
It would be interesting.
I think because they work well together, Spud and
it would be
EC3.
even more interesting because WWE is building Rockstar Spud up right now.
Yeah, I agree. That would be something else, wouldn't it? Oh no, let's build you up, but we're gonna fire you anyway. But the whole thing is just I don't know. I found when I'm watching this EC3 promo on Twitter, I was like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about, but he cut right to the chase at the end with the Revolt, and I was like, oh. I was like, so he is coming with AEW. So he is going with them to AEW possibly. But if they go, which, I mean, at this point, if they're not there, I mean, look, if it's on Being the Elite and everything like that, again, they always talk about I actually heard their Talk is Jericho episode. I don't know if you got to hear it. They offered WWE offered them a ton of money. They turned it down because they said they want to go to a promotion that pretty much institutes what the tag team division is all about.
Yep.
Well, AEW is all about the tag team division. The Revolt would be phenomenal in AEW. If you add EC3, kind of like that business. If EC3 is like that business manager type person for them, that's perfect for EC3 because he comes off as that character.
Well, they can go to AEW and still wrestle in New Japan.
Yes.
Which they mentioned GOD, they mentioned Finjuice. So they can still go there and wrestle.
I would love to see them in New Japan as well.
But I think they could still do with the Moxley and do both.
Yeah, I agree.
That would be something they could do.
Even EC3, if EC3 had a few matches in New Japan, I'd be fascinating. You know, if he fought, it would be interesting. I think it would work. He's talented in the ring. And it just bothers me that WWE didn't even see that.
Second time they didn't see
that.
I
know. I know.
So, do you want to get to NXT about what you did not like about it? Or
yeah, sure. We got about 3 more minutes left. So, what I didn't like about NXT was, I'll say it quickly. I kind of alluded to it earlier. Not enough promo work. There's no build up to anything. And this was an episode that should have won the ratings war this week. They didn't. Listen, I want NXT to succeed. We all do because I love watching takeovers and I love going to the takeover shows. I do. I get excited about them. Before this whole quarantine thing happened, they were doing promos and stuff before takeovers. Now they're just doing straight wrestling every week, and there's no promo work anymore. And you have one of the best promo guys in the business in Velveteen Dream. You need to use him. You need to use him on the mic. You need to be able to take him, let him build up the work with Adam Cole, who is another top-notch mic worker. Those are two of your best. Let them build up a rivalry and not just go to a straight match. So I want to see more of that. Promo work might work instead of just straight wrestling. So we have about 1 minute and 50 seconds to go before we go to break.
My problems with them are not going to take 1 minute and 50 seconds. So why don't
I got 1 minute 40? So.
So why don't we just go to break now and save that minute to next half.
So we'll go to break now.
I will start off and talk about NXT, and then I want to talk about something that's really, really grinding my full gears right now in wrestling.
Does it involve NXT?
No.
Oh, it probably involves WWE then.
No.
Wow, that's a shock.
All
right. We'll keep it hush hush to the next half. You're listening to 90.3 WHBC, the voice of Nassau Community College. This is Takedown Breakdown. We'll be right back.